Hey, welcome back for another quick episode. Take a quick little peek here at something I'm working on. Let me turn the camera around here and show you what it is. Okay, so I have another small chunk of sapele here that's about, what is this? This is about 4.5 inches across. And I'm putting some 3/8 doweling into it. Once again, pieces of maple. And I'm doing some different angles, more severe angles at a sideways instead of just square or perpendicular to the piece, because I had done some experimentation with sort of creating more of these ovals. So anyway, just kind of letting this cure up a little bit more, and then I'm going to do a little turning on it, and I'll kind of show you what the end result is. Alright, so I've turned away some of the end nubs, and because these are oval holes and I'm just drilling them by hand, sometimes I get a little bit more of a glue joint than I'd really like on some of these, but if I spent a little more time and maybe did all this on the drill press, I would get a tighter joint. Some of these are real tight, other ones are a little looser, and we'll see what happens on the inside. Plus, these are hand-turned dowels that I turn down, and you know, every once in a while there might be a little variance in thickness or whatever, or diameter. So there you have it. I'm starting to turn the bottom away here, and then I'll make my mortise just a tiny bit deeper if I have to. Turn it around and do some hollowing. Alright, so here it is with the bottom finished. I'm actually going to leave the mortise on this and turn it into a decorative feature. That way, if later I need to turn it off, I can. Or if I need to hollow out the inside anymore or do anything additional, some buffing or whatever, I still have that there for a couple weeks, and then sometimes I'll bring it back out and turn that mortise off. But if I make it pretty enough and shallow enough, like this one is about 1/8 of an inch deep, so it's not that deep, and I'll put a couple decorative pieces on that to make it look a little more intentional and soften the edge here of the mortise. Alright, so here it is sanded up to 400 grit. I'm going to blow it off a little bit, and then I'll be applying, first of all, some Yorkshire grit, and then secondly, some Hampshire sheen. And I'll check back in with you once I have some finish on this bowl. So check it out, I just rubbed on the Yorkshire grit here. And just rubbing on the Yorkshire grit alone, I haven't even started to polish it. I'm just going to let it sort of soak in here for a minute, and then I'll start polishing at a low speed, like maybe right around, probably around 500 RPM is what's suggested. Do that for a while, and then step up, and keep getting a clean rag in the, not so much in the original part of the process of the buffing it, but the final buffing process, I usually like to get a clean rag and remove most of the residue before I apply whatever finish I'm going to be applying. And today, like I said, it'll be the Hampshire sheen. Alright, so here it is with the decoration I did on the bottom, kind of like orbiting satellites. And I'm just finishing up buffing off all of the Hampshire grit right now. You can see some down in these grooves here. I'll get rid of all that. I'm just letting it sit for a second, and then I'll buff all that out with a clean rag. And I think it's turning out pretty cool. Satellites. I'm going to call this a satellite bowl. Alright, here it is with its second coat of Hampshire sheen just sitting on there, sort of soaking in a little bit and hardening up a hair, and then I'll start buffing it. Look at that. The fire, the chatoyance in this piece is insane. Once again, another wonderful piece of sapele that Mr. John Bray gave me from El Cerrito Woodworks. And like, people have been asking me, where do you get your really good wood? Well, go make friends with people that are in the woodworking industry that have a lot of culls, because there's checks or whatever in them, and then you might be able to pick up some of those pieces. So take care. I hope you're enjoying this video. I'm going to show you the finished process, but if you like this video, why don't you give it a thumbs up right now. Click like and share. It really helps me continue producing these quick little videos. I'm not shooting a how-to video today, but if you're interested in a how-to video, I have lots of how to make bowl videos. This particular process is featured in my last week video showing how I drilled holes in another bowl similar to this. Thanks for watching. Alright, here it is with that second coat of Hampshire sheen all buffed in. Really nice. Nice combination, the Yorkshire grit and the Hampshire sheen. Makes for a pretty quick finish and no fuss, no muss. Alright, I'm going to start some hollowing and just shoot a little bit of video of this just because I don't have a lot of memory here on my phone, but I'm going to shoot a little bit of video here. Alright, I'm spinning up here around 18, almost 1900 RPM. I'm going to just first surface a little bit. And then come in, refining my bowl wedge. I was just smelling a little bit of CA glue flying in here, so I can see it right there. There's still some moist CA glue in here, so let me go ahead and zip kick some of this off. I thought it had all kicked off inside here, but obviously not. Put a little bit of that on and just let it sort of dry off. Wipe some of that out of there. That's another reason you always want to have your face shield on, which I do. Face shield's right here, that way if anything does come flying out of there, glue or a little piece of dowel or some of that CA glue, it's not getting all over your face and in your eyes. That could have been dangerous. Luckily I was out of the line of fire as well, so but it'll probably mean I have to refinish the outside a little bit there, just because I just got some more activator up on the outside edge. Okay, I'm gonna let that sort of kick off there, and there'll probably be some more of that, I guess, as I get down in there. Alright, I'm coming up on one of these holes right here, that one that's coming in like that, so we'll see what happens. 2,100 RPM. I'm going to come back out and get rid of that little spray that we got. Turning real nicely. Alright, so here's a little look at the finished inside here. We've got some cool stuff going on in here. Some nice egg shapes and interaction between some of these pieces that came out real nice. I have one little funny glue joint right there, but it's all filled in. It just looks a little funny, but it's nice and smooth. So I'm just Right now I'm buffing out some of the Yorkshire grit and getting ready to put some Hampshire sheen on. And when I'm finished with this buffing out of all the Yorkshire grit, I'm rebuffing the outside as well, because I had some little bits and pieces of some of that CA glue kind of fly off out there. So I'm rebuffing that outer edge. And I had it sanded up to 800 grit. And now I'm just buffing off that Yorkshire grit, and I'm going to put on, let that dry and cool down a little, and then I'm going to put on some Hampshire sheen. It is pretty hot here today as well, so but anyway, there it is. When I have it off the lathe, I'll take some stills and post those. Okay, so here the piece is finished off the lathe. It's called Satelites. These little satellites orbiting. It's a really, really nice piece of Sapele. Thank you, John Bray, for allowing me to steward this piece onward into something new. And here it is, hot off the lathe.